Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to a little quick news update about next week's daily races. So Nenkai's done the usual, jumped on Twitter and basically said what's coming up for sport mode next week. So it'll be the 13th of February 2023 and we have the usual A, B and C daily races. So information on Daily Race A, it is the Red Bull Ring with the Subaru Impreza 22B STI, the 1998 model that we have in game. It's BOP'd, it's 5 laps with 1x tyre and fuel wear on the Sports Hard compound. So for me, this one really does sound quite up my street. I'm really kind of looking forward to diving in and testing this one. The only thing that really annoys me about Daily Race A's is that they don't affect your driver rating or anything like that, which is quite frustrating, especially if you really find yourself, diving into Race A quite often, and then just to realise, you could even be winning races and not really kind of, earning that rank from them. But that's me personally. But overall, I'd say this is a fantastic little race. Really looking forward to jumping into this one. The Red Bull Ring, I'm assuming that's going to be the full layout, which honestly is quite surprising. 5 laps around there in the 22B should be good, should provide some very close racing, obviously with the BOP involved and the Sports Hard compound of tyres, hopefully allowing us to get a few nice slides out of corners and such. But yeah, should be a really good fun race, this one. Daily Race B, that is Sardegna Road Track B, so that is layout B. With the Group 4s, it's 7 laps, 1x tyre and fuel wear with racing mediums. So overall, what do I think of this event? In all honesty, it's pretty meh, if anything. I think for me, the worst part is I absolutely love driving the Group 4 cars. I find them a huge blast to just throw around. They don't quite have the downforce of the Group 3s and such, or the speed, but you find that the racing is generally quite close. But there is just a few too many kind of standout Group 4 cars, which means probably the one that is the fastest for that week. It'll just turn it into a one-make race, sadly, which is just kind of, where I start to lose interest. So I may run it a couple of times. I can't necessarily see myself getting too involved. I'm overall not the biggest fan of the racing at Sardegna. Maybe it's just me personally, but I'd have preferred it at a different track. But it's okay, little bit meh. But, there'll be some people that absolutely love this one. I'm expecting maybe 1 or 2 standout cars, and that'll be what the grid's made up of as well. Daily Race C now, obviously the main one of the week usually, and this is going to be Dragon Trail Seaside with the Group 3 cars, 10 laps, 8x tyre wear, 3x fuel wear with RH, so racing hards, and racing medium compounds, with both of them being mandatory, I believe. Some people are going to either love this or some people are going to hate this. Now, this may sound controversial, but I am not the biggest fan of the Seaside layout of Dragon Trail. For me personally, I prefer gardens. I don't know why, but I've always kind of, just preferred the way that track flows and such. Seaside for me, if it wasn't for the Death Chicane, would be probably one of the most boring tracks to race on. But again, that's my personal preference. Can't say I'm too interested in this one. Again, it feels a little bit meh. Typical Group 3 cars, so again, there'll probably be a couple of standouts. I'm expecting the Group 3s to be more balanced than possibly the Group 4s. That's usually the case anyway, so maybe we won't just have full-blown one-mate races all week. Personally, it'll be interesting with the Death Chicane, obviously it always is. As much as I'm not a big fan of this layout, the Death Chicane does allow for some really funny moments, especially if you end up wiping yourself out in absolute frustration at the Death Chicane. So yeah, it's okay, it's an alright layout, but like I said, for me personally, I prefer gardens, but Seaside, again, the Death Chicane, it's just very popular with a lot of people. So that is going to be it for the daily races for next week. Let me know what you think. Are you excited about any of them, or are you kind of like on the fence and thinking they're a little bit boring? Me personally, I'm kind of on this side of the okay. Like, they're not terrible, but they're very kind of, basic. They're very typical. There's nothing really to stand out. When you come off the weeks of having, Le Mans and the weather, and then obviously a full-blown tune-in Daily Race C, and then all of a sudden you feel like the last couple of weeks it's just been a bit of a, hit and miss, really. There's nothing too standout. However, that 22B race really does appeal to me. Hopefully it'll be kind of, driver rating and safety rating will be affected, kind of calm it down. I feel like those kind of, turn turn into a bit of a show, if you know what I mean, with people not really giving too much, I guess, a care in the world, should I say. But yeah, 22B race seems interesting. The rest are just a little bit kind of, typical. There's nothing really too standout there. So let me know what you guys think. I'll see you all in the next one. Take care, guys. Have a great day. Peace.